Hey, what's up guys? So in today's video we're going to be looking at addresses, postcodes and all that kind of fun stuff. So we have a table here which is neatly presented. We've got address, county and postal code. And to the left of that we have the same information presented differently, all in a single cell. And what we're going to be doing is splitting that information out and presenting it in the same format. So we've got two examples here. So in the first example, we can see that the text is being separated by commas, and because that's the case all the way down, it's fairly straightforward to separate this into different cells. If we highlight all the information, go data and text to columns, and if we select delimited, next, select comma and finish, and that basically splits the information out for you how you need it. So if we copy that and paste that information into this table, I've got a check here, just making sure one equals the other, and you can see that's true all the way down. Okay, so that's nice and easy and straightforward. However, on the example below, we now have the same information. We have a comma in between, and we have a space at the end, and so on. But what we're going to do is dissect this information and work on this in individual cells and to get it into the same information as the one that we have above in terms of the layout. So the way I normally like to start this is use a len formula, which is the length of the characters within one cell. So if we use equals len, and I'm basically just going to do this for one line, and then we'll drag the formulas down, and hopefully it makes sense to all of them. So yeah, we can see that this cell is worth 36 characters, or 36 characters is the length of this cell. Okay, so, and we can see, if we look at this information, we can see that all of these have postcodes towards the end, and in this instance the postcodes are the same length in this example. So if we count the length of this, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 with the space, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we can use a formula to basically strip off the last piece of that information, the 8 characters, and we're going to use a write formula. So if we do equals write, select the text that we're looking at, 8 characters long, so that gives us the postcode. Okay, and now we want to pull off the let's see. So we can see that we've got a space in between the 5 and then the street name. So what we can do is pull off the door number. The way I'm going to be doing that is use a find formula. So if we do equals find, and what we're going to find is this, the first space. So if we do quotation, space, quotation, comma, and it's within text, so the same cell that we're looking at, and the starting point is going to be 1, which is the first character. So what this is saying is that the first space appears as the second character, which is 1, 2. So that's correct. You can see it there as the second character. So to pull off the door number, I'm just going to put here door number. So to pull off the door number, we want to do a left formula. So if we do equals left, similar to how we done the right before, and we select the cell that we're looking at, and the number character that we're going to be using is going to be the formula that we had previously calculated minus 1. So if I close that, so that's saying door number 5. So basically what that's saying there is we're going to strip off the first 2 characters on the left, 1, 2, and then minus 1, so only the 5. And when we drag the formula down, that should only be the 505 and the rest of the numbers, and so on. Okay, And then next, what we're going to be doing is we're going to find, or we're going to basically search for the comma that appears in the cell. If we use another find formula, so equals find, and to get a comma, we want to do quotation, comma, quotation, within text, the cell that we're looking at, and the start number that we're going to be looking at is going to be the previous calculation that we had calculated, which was the 2 plus 1, close that. So what that's saying there is we're going to start at the 2 plus 1 because we're going 2 characters in plus 1, so we're starting at the B, so which is the third character. And then that's saying that the comma appears as the 12th character, which let's just count that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. So that's correct, yeah. And now what we want to do is I'm going to use a mid formula to strip out the road name. So if you do equals mid, so the text that we're looking at is again the cell that we're working on. The start number is going to be 2 plus 1, so we're starting at the third character, and we are going up to, the number of characters that we are going up to is going to be 12 minus the 2 plus 1. And what that's basically saying is start from the third character, go up to 12, and go up to 12 characters, and then subtract the first 3 characters again. Let's see, yep, and that's pulled off the correct information there. And now lastly, what we need to do is get the county in between. And again, I'm going to be using a mid formula for that. So if we do equals mid, and the text that we're starting on is the same one, and the start number that we're looking at is going to be, so we're going to say 12 plus 1. Reason being is because 12 is where our comma is, and then plus 1, which is the B. And then the number of characters that we're going to be looking at, so let's say the full length of the information minus, so we're going to minus the 12 plus 1 and minus the characters that we had found at the end as well. So there was 8 characters there, so we're going to say 9 because we have the space in between the H and the E within the section that I'm just hovering over. Let's close that, and there we go, that pulls off the county. So now hopefully if we pull the formulas down, just doing them individually, doing 2 there, okay, so we can see that's working. Pull that down, okay, that's working there, that's great, and that seems to be working there, which is great. And if we drag that down, so that's working there, that's great. And now, so to get that into this information, into the same format as the information above, let me just going to clear that off. So what we have here is we have the door number and then the street name. So we want to merge them together basically. So we want to basically do, if I do equals, so door number, and then use this ampersand and do a space in between, and then again an ampersand, and click on the street name. Okay, so that pulls off the street name there. Drag that down, and then the next section was the county. So let's just put that there. And then last but not least, we have the postcode. Just drag that down. Just going to copy that information and paste that into the table. You have some falses in there, and why was that? So the reason why we have a false in there actually is because we left a space in between. So on this formula, so that should actually be minus 10. Drag that down. And so that was, yep, that's pointing at the right section. So let's just copy that back in. Fingers crossed. And there you go. So that's basically how to dissect information which is in one cell by using a len formula, right, left, and mid. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And remember to subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot. Cheers.